Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Welcome to a new trading week. It will be certainly another interesting and decisive week for Bitcoin. I'm really looking forward to the week. On Thursday we've got advanced GDP in the US, and on Friday we have the core PCE, and then very shortly afterwards, that's early next week, we will have the first Fed interest rate decision of this year. So it's going to be an interesting week next week as well. Looking forward to these 2 weeks, and then we've had a really exciting January, and it's good. Normally, historically, January is not really a very good month in Bitcoin and crypto. It starts normally in February. If you look at an average over 10 years, then February, March, April, May, and I think parts of June have historically really been good. No, June not really. It's until May. They are really good months historically in crypto. Now, saying that, historically November, December are already also good months in crypto. Now, we didn't really see a lot of price movement in November, December, if you remember, yeah. But maybe it was all messed up by our friend Sam. But otherwise, we might have seen actually a nice year-end rally. Maybe we just do that now. But still, February, March, April, May are really good months historically in crypto. Now, you can't say because something happened before it's necessarily happening again. You just can't, but you can assume it, and therefore I'm looking forward to these months. So that will be interesting. And wanted to take a look again at the bigger picture here. Obviously, we talked about, you should know by now, the structure here. Wave 1 to the upside, first impulse in the Bitcoin cycle here. In the last one, to April 21, that was a wave 1. We came down an A wave. Then an overshooting B wave in this expanded flat pattern here, a typical Elliott Wave pattern. For cryptos, you often get these overshooting B waves. They're more common here than in other markets. And then we are coming down in this C wave. And the question, of course, that everybody has is that if these, is this C wave already over? Now, we can't really say for sure. I've seen a lot of people calling out the bottom already. I have, in my opinion, a bit too early. Now, this doesn't mean the low couldn't be in, but it's just too early to confirm it. And there are, however, a few levels, that people use to determine that. Now, interesting, we've got obviously the 200-day moving average that Bitcoin broke above. Obviously, we talked about that when it happened. That was 19.5K. Getting above such a level usually indicates further upside. We were focusing on further upside as long as critical support levels were holding, which they did. So you can then typically stay long. We have here the breakout of the wedge. Now that happened already a while ago down there. That was at 18.5K. That was expected to a degree at the time because we did expect uptime. We talked about upside. We did talk about that upside throughout December. Naturally, it's a little bit stronger than anticipated originally, but it doesn't really invalidate any kind of bearish pattern, unfortunately, yet. So that's the advantage of the Elliott Wave method, that it tells you still, even though everybody's thinking, right, we're seeing all these green candles, we must be in the bull run already. I mean, look, it's so interesting. We've been in this situation, basically the same situation in August. And I remember everybody was like, no, we are still going to make a new low. We are still going to make a new low. And now everybody's like, oh, we're going to go up. We're going to go. I don't, it's all a bit, just a few green candles and everybody goes crazy. Whereas you just should look at it objectively, plan your strategy, plan your trades, not really care about is the low already in or not, because it will set up a lot of, especially new people, up for failure. So it's worth just highlighting that it doesn't mean just because we go above the 200-day moving average that the low is already in. Yeah, it could be. But obviously that is no evidence. Another interesting line I found is but you have to do it on the log chart. If you combine these two highs with each other, then we are coming down here to around 22.6K. Now, you could argue that if we hold this level, it might be another indication that the low is in. Now, we haven't broken this to the downside yet. We moved above it and we are retesting it, sort of. Yeah, we're currently like hovering above it. This descending trend line. Find that quite interesting. And obviously we closed. Did we close the weekly above it? I think we did, didn't we? So we just double check that. At least we're above it now, above that level, and the weekly candle closed just below it. Now that's interesting. That's interesting how this stuff works out. The weekly candle closed just below this trend line. Yes, the new week started above, but still we haven't closed a weekly candle above it. Now, if that happens this week, that might be another indication that the low is in. Again, we can't really confirm it yet, but of course we have all these indications. I just want to point out that there is still downside pressure on this chart, and that just a few green candles don't mean that the bear market is already over. It could very well be, yeah, it could very well be, but if you understand market structure, you will understand you can't say it yet. You can share your opinion, which is what I do as well, and I think it's not yet in, but then again, the market, and nobody should care about my opinion because the market doesn't care. What I help you understand is what, as per the rules of market structure, which the Elliott waves represent, can we already objectively say the low is in? And no, we can't. We can't, which doesn't mean you should wait until we, if we say, okay, the rules don't confirm it yet, does that mean we have to come down? No, of course not. It's just not confirmed yet. It's just too early, which means the low could certainly be in, but we don't have evidence. So that still means you might want to prepare for that situation that the low is already in, yeah? You always should. As I mentioned down here as well already, that the low could certainly be in, yeah? But obviously also here we had no evidence. So the market needs to make these 5 waves up in yellow and then 3 waves down into the wave 2. And if then this low is holding, then we probably have the bear market low in. This will also be another entry point. Now again, it could be very shallow, and Bitcoin could also rally to 30K until we come down. So, a lot of people will FOMO in if that happens, which is why you should be prepared. And then actually you need to see the break above the wave 1 high as well. Now, again, that doesn't mean you have to wait with a trade or with dollar cost averaging until you have the confirmation, but some people might want to, right? It's important to know about the risk that this wave 1 could get very long. You get these extensions and you could get a really, really nasty bear market rally that people will annoyed about if they missed it. That's what I mean, prepare for it. And then we've got this ABC down, which could, also this wave 2 could be very shallow. We might not come down below 25K again. So, things like that, depending on how high we actually go. You just need to know about this. A few people ask me, if we get 5 waves up, why is it not confirmed? I thought with Elliott Wave, if you get an impulse to the upside, the bear market low is in. No, it's not, because very simple. Need to choose here the right tool. Very simple, because all of this move could just be a wave 4. And in the wave 4, you have an ABC. So this move off the June low could have been an A wave or a W. I don't want to make it too complex. This here, a wave B down, and then a wave C to the upside. And the wave C is 5 waves. So just by getting 5 waves, and all of that would be a wave 4 corrective wave pattern, which would still result in another impulse. So just by getting 5 up, you can't say, okay? Okay, so already 8 minutes in the video. So let's go to the lower level wave count. And just want to share with you my latest thoughts about this. Now here, surely the low could now be in with it. Again, worked out nicely. We broke above the descending trend line. Mentioned it yesterday, if anybody entered here, move up your stop loss, move up your stop loss, move up your stop loss wherever you entered, and you should have done well in this support area. And now again, yeah, you will have done well if you entered here. So I hope everybody who complained that this retracement didn't come down low enough did enter here finally, because if you didn't, you might have missed your chance. Anybody who did enter, move up your stop loss. Of course, this is not a guarantee that prices are going to move up now, but by tactically reducing your risk, you can sort of reduce your risk and just lean back and watch it. Certainly a good sign that we have now broken this trend line. So my view is here, again, I don't want to get too technical, but probably it wasn't an ABC, probably it was a WXY. It doesn't really matter. Here we have probably that, not probably, I shouldn't say probably, but I'm watching if this is a 1-2 setup. 1, 2, and we could now rally in 3, 4, 5. Would be a nice start to the week. Let's see if that happens. Target for that third wave. Target is the 1.618 extension, 23.4K, 23.5K at least. And then we should get a 4 down and a 5 up, and we should get sort of into the low 24K region ideally, yeah, with this move. So it will be interesting. I'll keep you updated. Condition obviously for this move now is that we are holding here this wave 2 low at 22.6K, and then we can watch it. Again, good that we broke above the trend line. Now, you could still move it like this, and you still have broken above the trend line. So that's all if you use trend lines, which I don't always like to use, but obviously we broke it. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.